Culinary Specialties. The ancient physicians used to say that a man is what he eats. The people of Smyadovo are healthy because they eat what their land produces. The typical local dishes are simple, very delicious, and prepared with love and songs. One of the favorite breakfasts that the women of Smyadovo prepare for their large families is the tarana. This is a Thracian dish preserved in very few Bulgarian towns and villages. In a pot, you stir gruel with several spoons of flour, while in a larger bowl, you heat 2 liters of water with added oil, salt, black and red pepper. Then you pour the flour gruel into the boiling water and let it boil until slightly dense. You take some stale bread from last night's dinner or toast some, cut it into morsels and drop it in the hot mixture. You let the tarana absorb well into the bread and serve while still hot. Another typical local dish is stuffed peppers, also called by the preserved Turkish name dulma. For this recipe, you should use large red peppers from preserves, round, fleshy, very delicious and good for stuffing. You prepare a mixture of fresh ground pork, rice and spices and stuff it into the peppers. Then you seal them with flour and arrange them in a boiling pot with the open ends up. You press them with a plate and boil them for about an hour and a half at medium temperature. The flour caps of the peppers make the sauce thick and full of the flavor of the stuffing. When the peppers are done, you make a thickener by beating 2 eggs and dissolving it into the sauce. At the end, you fry some lard with the peppers and pour it over the dish to cover the peppers. Mlečenica is a very tasty sauce which could also be eaten as salty custard. In other parts of Bulgaria, people add honey and walnuts to it, but in Smyadovo they prefer to eat it with fried oil and red pepper. To make it, you boil a liter of milk and slowly pour in 5 or 6 spoons of flour dissolved in water. Then you add salt and stir with a wooden spoon until dense. You fry oil or lard on the side with some red peppers and pour it over the milk mess. Plateki is the specialty of the most skillful housewives of Smyadovo. Dough made with water, salt and little vinegar is divided into small balls, which should be rolled out to very thin sheets. The sheets are folded in the form of an envelope and sealed by slightly pressing them with your fingers so that they remain closed. Then they are baked on a hot plate. The baked plateki are wrapped in a soft cloth to keep them good longer. When the housewife decides to offer them for breakfast or with the main meal, she heats water with a little salt and oil added and drops them in one by one to bathe them. They become quite soft and can be eaten with cheese, honey or marmalade. Meat was not often present on the everyday table of the Bulgarians in the early ages. On every bigger holiday, however, barbecues were made. Young and old gathered to have some lamb and some fun. Nothing is more delicious and nourishing than a young lamb or a ram roasted on live fire. It was sacrificed so that the nature was merciful and beneficial to the people. Men used to demonstrate their culinary skills in those rituals. They skinned and took the internal organs of the animal out, put it on a rotisserie, sew it, and turn it slowly above the fire until it covered with a crispy cover. Even today, when a holiday is coming up, the smell of smoke and freshly roasted meat fills Smyadovo, and the voice of the pipe invites visitors from near and afar.